Yep. Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to The Hub Sport. And it's your boys, Tesh and Admiral Drex, right here today, giving you the key takeaway of the game between United and Crystal Palace. It was a dreadful game, bro. Don't want to remember that game, but it is what it is. First half was kind of good. You thought maybe in the second half the boys would just come in and just nail it. But yeah, you're gonna wait, sit back and just hold on. You're gonna hear my take about the games. You're gonna get Tesh's take about the games as well, and you're gonna hear who I put most of the blame on when we go into this one. Tesh, how you doing, by the way?
I'm great. I'm good. Although we lost again, I don't expect a quick fix. I know that Amaron says that the pain will continue for a while. I'm putting that hope and faith
Mm-hmm.
that with that victory comes on the other side, right? So I'm not too I'm bothered we're losing. That puts pressure on the manager. But at the same time, I believe if Ineos, the management, even Amaron understands the previous situation of United, this loss basically reflects the current state, the actual state of the club, right? So, but we'll dive deep, um, um, we'll do a deeper dive once we get to the different topics.
Okay, but what did you make of the game? What were your pointers? What were your? I know there's no positivity, but I try to find one. But what did you take away from the game in terms of were your key takeaways? What were
If I'm
your
to look at the key takeaways from a positive standpoint, to be fair, I look at the first half, which again we had control of the game. We had control of the game. Basically, we're difficult to actually to break down. We are also compact in terms of how we played. We're trying to work in the tight spaces for the most part of the game. The first half was what I called was a good example of how we can basically play some kind of intricate football, like a vision of where we want to go to. But the thing is that one of the pitfall of that is that we had a false nine. We were
okay?
basically we had no what it calls no what it called no bite up front. If not with how we played, I can expect us to create probably a couple of chances, but you could see no matter how we controlled the game, we basically had zero shots on a target. So that's one of the pitfalls for me. But though in terms of the good piece, I see the patterns on how he wants to play. Now people are actually saying we should look for ways to win. That again, that's some that probably that's a we probably look for different modes to win a game, right? But I think with the manager Amron Uris, he understands where he wants to go to, and he knows to get there there will be pain, and he believes that pain will be what I call will be the losses, which we're seeing now. Hence, he's taking that route. He's making several what I call big calls in game, with one being what I call not playing a striker. I think that impacted us, and we can go into a deeper dive later. But again, that's not his fault. And also, he's trying different things, right? And to me, the recipe of his successful person is taking risk. I think Amaran is doing that. The hope that it actually pans out in the right way. We get the right outcome, in the future.
Okay. Um, for me, right? For me, it's more than just. I put the blame on Amorin, right? Not really much of a blame, but I put the defeat down to him because I feel like starting this game against without a striker, an out and out striker, just gave the back three of Crystal Palace some freedom in the first half. And it, on one hand, it kind of worked because in the first half we were creating, right? Though we didn't have a shot on target in the first half, but we were creating, we were moving the ball, cutting back, and all of that. We were actually trying, like we put them, we almost pinned them back in their own half, if you know what I mean. So they didn't really get anything in terms of sniff at goal and all of that. Then it begs me to wonder, okay, if we had a striker on that pitch in the first half, would we have converted those few chances we were trying to create? The fluidity of play, would it have been that fluidity of play that we saw with the quote and unquote first nine position that Was it Maino that was trying to play first time there? Was it Maino or I can't remember.
It was Meno.
Maino because I know Ahmad
Because
started.
there was the Amasai first nine. They moved to Bruno was deep back. I think it was Meno.
So felt like it was Maino from what I saw, but irrespective of who he was, we were fluid to an extent in the first half. We moved the ball. I know there was some time we were a bit slow,
Mhm.
right, with the ball and all of that. But we did try to move the ball faster and try to
For-
have to, but it wasn't. It didn't work, man. It didn't work because there was no point, man. It felt like the Gueye was always with Ahmad. He was always with Ahmad. Then I can't remember who the other two center backs were. One of the middle one was just free, basically not doing anything, right? So there was nobody to engage. I knew before that game started, I said one of my fear for that game was Mateta. He would find a way to exploit the weakest link in our defense. Big up to or kudos to Harry Maguire for being, at least for holding it down, for holding the spot down, right? Big up Danny, how you doing, bro? For holding the spot down, but I feel like his lack of pace, right, is actually was exploited in that game. His lack of pace was exploited in that game. The second goal that they scored, I felt like if he was a little bit, if he was a pacey defender, he would have caught out that pass from Nunes to Mateta. That's me. That's what I think he would have. Yeah, we cannot play a high line with Maguire. That's spot on right there. He would have caught it out, but it is what it is. Maguire has been solid so far. Let me not just. But this is just a fair criticism from what I saw from the key takeaways I saw. Another thing is, Tesh, I've been saying this and I'll keep saying it until they get proper wing back. Playing Dalot as be it right wing back or a left wing back, it's not gonna work. One Mazarawi as well, it's not working. These guys are fine defenders. They could play on the right side of the center back, whether right or left. Mazarari can actually play on the left. He's done it before. Dalo can play on the right side of the three. It's okay. But you see this playing him as a wing back. They have both of them have their defensive attribute is overshadowing the attacking one. They get balls in the final third. It looks like they don't even know what they're gonna do with it, right? And for a wing back, like what Amarim likes to do, he likes players that can actually they have tricks up their sleeve. They know how to move the ball quickly, how to feign the defender, dribble, do a 1-2. Intelligent players, wingers that are intelligent that can actually do those sort of role. But what we have is not it. Now, a lot of people have been calling for the manager to abandon his style and play a different style. I'm like, why should he do that? Why should he? Your big up, Mitch. Why should he
Big up,
do
Mitch.
that? Because um Ten Hag actually switched his style. Ten Hag actually switched his style to suit these players, and some of the fan base were like, no, 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 this guy can't be doing that. But that being
And
said, that's the story for another day. That being said, is this game against Crystal Palace, I
mm,
feel like we not. I don't know, but I just feel like we not starting an out and out striker. Could he? Can I say cost us that game? Not real though, because
let me.
first half we did well. Second half, by the time he started he didn't introduce the strikers early enough. By the
mm,
time he did that, I think we already considered one goal, right? Which, in my opinion, was when Eze was coming on. I was like, "Yo, this guy is going to come on. He's going to run down the tired legs of our midfield," and which he
yeah.
actually did. He did. He came in. He did put in a fine set piece, a fine cross into the box, and it was it.
Let me. So
Then
let me.
go ahead,
Let me. So how do you pronounce his name? Birdie Ryan. Yeah.
Rami
Ryan.
Rahim
Yeah.
Rahim.
Yeah, Ray, man. Hi there. How are you? Just to what it called, just to answer your what it called, answer your question. If we had a striker, could they have been different? The answer, I don't. It's difficult to say. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. And it's also to what it called, in hindsight, we always say, it's like everyone knows the best option when it comes to, from an hindsight, so everyone knows the best option from an hindsight perspective.
Position. Mm-hmm.
When I look at it here, we've seen Xerxes, we've seen what they called, Hoyland. They've barely produced. I think someone mentioned last time they would had certain amount of goals, less than what they call double digits, right? I believe, right? So they've not been scoring. Now the manager, to me, I give him a kudos though. So I don't think a striker would have changed anything. Because also to add, we didn't recreate like clear cut chances. So will a striker done different? I don't think so, because they've not been doing it in the past. I don't see why one game where the wearing played would have made any difference. So that's my thought. Now, in terms of what they call the manager, yeah, that's why for me. That's why I like the manager. There's something someone says is, before you get things right, right? Losers what they call, winners lose often before they get things right. And when they start winning, they start winning. If you look at it again, and also winners take more risk. I know something we spoke about when Eric Kenna was here was like, if you want to get sacked, get sacked with doing what you know within the
Yeah,
system.
yeah,
Now
yeah,
this manager
yeah.
is coming and getting sacked, and is getting
He's doing
pelters for
what you know.
doing what he thinks is right. Right? He's doing what he was hired for. He was hired for a certain way of playing, and it's not trying to move around. It's trying to bring that same style of playing here, and that will take him what they call time. So from a management perspective, I think they should understand that and say this guy is coming with a certain style, and with the success we expect in the future, there what they call, there'll be losses now. So
So Tej, now talking about yesterday's game, right? First half was pretty okay. Second half, but like we didn't know what else to do, right? Because we went that game until what? The was it the 80th minute, if I'm not mistaken,
yeah.
82nd thereabout. Yeah. So it felt like we didn't know what we were doing. We tried, we huffed and puffed, but there was nothing. So what do you actually think this team right now needs? Because if in terms of creativity, we tried as much as possible to create something yesterday, but so what
So
exactly?
so so what this team needs is players, and what this team needs is winning and confidence. Now, right, like you mentioned, Dalo and Mazi,
Mhm,
the two guys are basically, they are not really used to playing that. They're not.
mhm,
They don't provide the best output from their current position. Let's be fair.
mhm.
Right? Why they might be good defensively, from an attacking standpoint, they are not. So
Yeah.
now that's those two key areas are the biggest pieces of what they called of this guy's system.
Mhm,
And so it's like you're saying, okay, you're building a plane, right?
mhm.
Yeah, now even we've not even built a plane, therefore our plane is not even good. Though. We're building like something we call a plane, and now it's probably the key piece of that plane is basically the engine, right?
Yeah.
And that engine, meaning it doesn't mean the plane will start flying, no. But it means like at least we've put certain pieces
In place.
motion in place. So I think, right, those wing backs coming in, right, that basically have more attacking output and defensive output will what called will yield results. Now, second again is patience, patience and trust. Well, trust comes to what called a bit of victory. Now, if you see,
Mhm.
right, when like you mentioned that the players lost their identity in the second half, you know why? Because they were trying to get a result. They lost trust in the system because that
Mhm.
wasn't giving them the result. They want that goal, right? Big up Manch. They want that goal. As you see, we reverted and Bruno started doing this what they call is
Football.
killer passes. But you
Yeah.
have to be able to trust a system to be patient with that system, right? To give you could see Man City, right? Arsenal. They will do the same thing over and over and try different variations of what they do, but that comes to what they call training and practice and confidence in that. right? So for me, as in honestly, I'm not like if I'm an owner, the only concern I have right now is that we're losing, and that probably impacts our revenue. If we're probably
Mhm.
in a strong state from a financial standpoint, you see that's why Arsenal had the what they call balls to give at that time, because they what they call they weren't really concerned about it. They were concerned though, but from a financial standpoint, where they were okay, right? And like, you know what, go ahead and do what and go ahead and mark your identity on this thing. I think this guy will need that time for sure. Amaron will need that time, right, to mark his identity. The team, they switched off in the second half because why we actually considered the goal. If you consider the goal, worst case scenario, it will be a draw. Continue
Mhm.
on your pattern. Continue on what called on what you know, and what they call the fact Amaran bench both strikers should, yeah, exactly. Imagine benching both strikers means that he doesn't even trust. Like you have two strikers.
No, but Tesh, what if Tesh, Mitch? Also Mitch? What if he was actually trying to tweak? Actually trying to. Don't forget, Crystal Palace actually benched Easy as well.
See, bro, if him benching the striker, right, he's trying to try
Hmm.
try something different, because having the striker there is not working.
Yeah.
It's not working. So Manji saying, "I'll be sorry, Manchester United rebuild will not be until later." I think Manji said that's what they call it on WhatsApp, and I agree. I agree
I feel
because
like
because
I
because
feel
if they
like
sack,
no, Tesh, I feel like what is saying right here, I agree to a certain extent. What if, man, you're listening? What if the Glazers or Radcliffe pay off the debt? The debt. That is what is, in my opinion, right? Someone can enlighten me or even school me further. I'm open to it. But in my opinion, if that debt is taken away, if that debt is actually cleared off this club, then whatever they are getting, that amount of money that they pay to service the debt, right? Don't you think it would go a very long way in getting the right players, in actually putting the football inside to back into shape?
so let's look at this way. We're saying to get take out the depth, right? If you look at the management in the club over the past over the depth for the
Longest.
longest time, yes,
Yeah.
but it's the actual management of the club. So it's the depth. The depth is coming through now because why we've not been successful. We're struggling. We've made poor decisions through management.
Mm,
Big contracts,
mm,
high what do you call it? High buys, paying huge amount of money. So it's not so the debt is coming up because we've made poor decisions. That's why you see the debt now is surfacing now. Debt is an issue though,
mhm.
but right, it's raising its head now because why you are now in a tough place. So now it's beginning to now show itself. If there was proper management, the debt will still be there, which is not good, but it won't be what I call be a big issue like we have in PSR. For example, let me say, as opposed to buying a Casemiro, we bought another player for probably like for 40 million, and we paid them what they call 70 k a week. As opposed to giving Rashford 325k, we probably say, Rashford, we think we'll cap here what they call 250 or 200. As opposed to what they called giving Bruno 30 something, we'll cap you what they called at this. Right. So you're making, as opposed to giving Anthony, how much is it? One something. Well, Anthony, we think probably will start your put at 60, and we're not paying what they call that amount we pay. We're paying only 45.
Mhm.
Imagine those decisions right over time, right? Even if we're struggling, right, from
Mhm.
a field perspective, you probably will see we'll still be fine because the United revenue is high, but it's more so nice. Like more so, it's like what you're paying out and what's coming is high, but what you're paying out is also high. So it's managing that.
The
You
net,
can see
yeah.
right is the small people that are actually doing the work that actually suffer this thing. How much is Menu earning? How much is Garasha earning? How much is Ahmad earning? Is the transfer that's killing us? Is the transfers that actually killing us, and the
Danny
salaries
B
we are
Danny
giving them.
B is saying I think he was trying to drag the three out or put the back three out of position, playing Menu to create space in behind, which actually I think he actually worked more than 10 minutes though. I know Palace tried to fix it up, but in the first half, it worked more than 10 minutes. Palace was they were scared. I think they got to fix it in the second half. They made sure they kept it tight at the back, and those spaces that Mane was exploiting wasn't there anymore, right? But I still feel like the team needs some personnel change. No disrespect to
No,
anybody, but
huge, no, huge, not some huge personal change. Wing backs for
um
wing forward or whatever they call them. We
Mitchell,
need them.
Mitchell, Mitch, we're coming to that one soon. Um, so for me, I think personnel we need. In fact, Maguire, that lack of pace is hurting. Is
See, let's
hurting.
let's I know Maguire
I'm
lack
not.
of
No,
pace,
no, no,
right?
no, no, no. I'm going to go. I'm coming from the back. Okay, let me start from the goalkeeper. We need to even change goalkeeper for a start.
Well, honestly, for me, I don't want to change him. But if you're looking at where we stand right now, right, I'll probably say, I have just to live with that for a while.
No, I know, no. But coming from the back, we need to change the goalkeeper. Okay, that's fine. Center back, we need to add another center back, right? That could play that Maguire role. Delete can do it as well. But what happens if Delete gets an injury, like we just saw, sad one against for Lisandro Martinez?
So now we have only
Bro,
Maguire.
we're gonna talk about that one. Just don't worry, we're gonna talk about how they done the window and how I feel like, bro, it's weird. But now we come to the midfield. Obviously, we need wing backs. We
Mm.
need wing backs, both right and left. Fine, they've signed this guy behind me now, right now. So let's see what if that problem would be solved. Then in the middle, I still feel like we we need another guy. We need an Ederson.
I think no. I think we need no again. Not with the wood. I won't call it. We need a player because Ugarte is already there. We need
Mhm.
a player like a De Jong.
That can carry the ball.
Yes.
A ball carrying midfield. That you saw what
Yes.
Eze did when he came on. He got the ball, and it
Mm.
was before he knew it was already in our 18-yard box. He tries
Yes.
to drop the shoulder, and Martinez did not come in, thankfully, but we still lost the game. But you could see that then he ran out of air, and I don't know what that was for. But that's the kind of we need someone that can carry the ball, that's not scared of actually moving with the ball and
Mm-hmm.
putting your position at the back foot, making them actually feel like, you know what, we touch this guy's foul. That we need something like that, press resistant
Because
midfielder.
if you notice, Ryan,
Mm.
we don't have a midfielder that can barely state hold the ball. That's why Pogba was actually very good at it. He can hold the ball. He'll dribble two or three. So he's basically taking three out.
Meno can do it, but he's still in a developing stage.
I think Meno can do it, but Meno still. As in, honestly, when I look at I'll be honest, when I look at the Meno, Garnacho, feel for those guys. They're 18 years old. They're 20 years old. Like,
No,
I
that's
like
why I said Menu can do it, but it's still in a developmental stage, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, that's what we need. Danny B saying we need height and press resistance. Yes, we need height and press resistance. Someone that even with three people behind him is telling the defender, "Give me the ball, bring the
Yes,
ball to me. Don't be scared. Give me the ball." I know what I can do with
because
this ball.
I don't know if you someone like when you say height now, just look at one guy that probably you probably you won't see someone from like him in the generation for a while.
Mm.
Sergio Busquets.
Busquets.
If his move has already dribbled you, his body is so press resistant that right.
Mm.
So we need someone like that, right? So Ogate is for instance someone that's probably not an
Yeah, somebody
intelligent.
to complement him. Somebody to
Yes, yes.
complement him. Then in the 10, I believe, or I'm thinking we need an Ericsson that is like 22 years old.
Yeah, Ericsson.
Someone
I don't know.
No,
Tell
no,
me,
that's why I
as in,
said
I want to go back. Ericsson, it's not up to like 3 months when he was doing well under 10. What happened?
I don't know, but I'm saying that's that kind of a player. We need a nat because the 10 we have, the 10s we don't have a 10, bro. All we're just doing is just trying to shuffle the cards here, bro. We don't have a natural 10 in this football club. One could argue for Bruno, right? But
Mhm.
me, I see Bruno's more as an 8 as actually a 10. We don't have a 10. We do not. Let's not kid ourselves. So we need two. what's his name? Ahmad playing a 10. I've said it. I don't know why anyone could disagree with me. Ahmad playing a 10 is not going to work. Mitch is saying what happened to Ugarte looked average recently. Bro, the man is fatigued, bro.
It's not,
The
isn't,
man,
see, there's so much,
and
there's so much you can.
he's doing a lot. There's so much you could do.
So imagine if when you start a company, you want to ginger. When you start seeing that, man, I'm gingering like this. I'm taking people's workload. I'll keep myself. Then I realize, please let me adapt to the culture here, which is basically a laid back piece. You do what you can do.
The thing is, it's a team effort. So if one person is pulling all this weight and everybody's not balancing, like I think it was Belitek that was saying it. Our defense line is good, not so good, has experience more than our attacking line. Because if our attacking line or our attackers are actually scoring the goals, bro, I don't think it will be a problem. Imagine in the first 20 minutes, first 25 minutes, we're rattling these guys and we scored Crystal Palace. That would give them either that would put them on the back foot or that would open the game a little bit up. They would want to come. And by so doing, create. Look at how they managed the game until they got that goal. And they
managed the game.
They knew by default that United would want to see how to get an equalizer. And that just opened the game up for that counter that they played, right? So for me, Mitch, it's more like the guy is doing his best, but it's not working. Mitch, if you were playing in United right now and you're so good at the midfield and you see your attackers not scoring goals, bro, you by default it will get to you, right? Yeah. Danny saying he loves Rogers at Aston. Yeah, I love Rogers at Aston Villa as well. Mbemo, I'm not too excited about that guy, right? I am not. Yeah, prefer Ahmad. I prefer Ahmad as a wing back. Get us natural 10. I know Ahmad is doing a job at the moment, but I think that's limiting him also. If we get the natural 10, watch Ahmad flourish at that wing back position. He would flourish so well. That's why I say I need someone like an Ericsson that is like at least that's like 22, 23, right? Coming up, even 24. Because he still has the energy, he still has everything. Right now, Ericsson has the mental strength and the experience, but it's a case of the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. You understand? So that's how I see it. Now, going to transfer test before we wrap, we have like 10 more minutes or 12 more minutes. Rashford off finally on loan though, right? Anthony out the door, right?
Do you see Anthony won player of the match?
Bro, Anthony won player of the match, but I was like, the first, what was? There are some players he was making. I was like, Anthony, you not left this.
When I saw that, like player of the match, man, like that kind of play you play, that doesn't mean because there was some players, it was making certain decisions. The runs were making, like you can't make those runs. Like you already see, like your brain will tell you that I'm not gapping this guy, right? So I don't know. It was just audible at the end.
No, but they only were able to get this Nigerian-born Patrick from Lecce, and we're hoping to get Tel, right? But Tesh, what do you make about the Tel thing? Michelle was asking thoughts on losing Tel to Spurs. Is it a case? Did we lose Tel to Spurs, or Bayern just decided to go with Spurs?
So if you read the so about Tel, the initial offer, I heard Bayern rejected it. Right, offer. Tel already agreed personal terms with United. So I think it might be what it called a money or price an issue with money. Hence, I think because initially, how can you decline a club that flew to meet you, and then you went back to that club? So it's looking like honest, because that would be his last option to go back to Tottenham.
It feels like Tel didn't want to stay in Bayern Munich.
It feels like Tel didn't want to stay in Bayern Munich, and Bayern Munich actually, you know what? We want you gone. Hence, they were actually, I think they were pushing for what they called a loan to.
No. They at first, Spurs went with, let's buy this guy. They
Let's
said
buy the
no.
yes, yeah.
They
The-
they
it- no, I
they
think they are
wanted
aligned though, but Tell said no.
no. Okay, they wanted. Now they said United were in. It was loan deal, an obligation to buy. United said no. They said maybe United. I think there was I heard 5 million price loan price, right? United said they were not willing to risk 5 million for a 19-year-old who's going to be playing in the Premier League, right? And they didn't want a situation where they would develop the kid and he goes back to Bayern. So it's more like we're giving you exposure. If you're good, you go back to Bayern. We don't have anything. We
Yeah,
just
so
don't have anything.
again,
Basically, 5 million down the drain
basically, we are paying you to increase your value
to increase your value, which they
and
did not want to do.
increase your publicity. Because anyone that comes to United, the
Gets
publicity increases.
yeah. So increase your price tag, and they did not want to do that. I think the option to buy would have been a thing for United as well. If they had agreed on that option to buy and put the price at a reasonable amount, maybe United would have. But that 5 million loan, for Tej, what do you think? That 5 million loan, should they have just gone with it and say, okay,
No,
give this
no, no,
manager
no,
something to work with?
no. You know what? We have too many 18 years old to 19-year-old. It's again to the point, right? You might come and do well, right? But then, right, what it calls then would most likely will have increased your value. And
Yeah.
also it's very
Risky.
risky, right? It's a what it called it's a loan for a 19-year-old. And normally will a 19-year-old should 19-year-old be playing regularly, right? Looking at you coming to the Premier League though, right? It's a more
And
difficult league
there's
when
this thing
compared
with
to the
German players, Bundesliga players coming to the Premier League and having it tough in the first year, let alone 6 months.
Timo Werner's example. Kai Havertz was an example. Although he's trying
Even
now.
Sancho safe.
Even Sancho was like a what they call it a big fish in small pond. He came to big pond, he turned small. So it's
It's
what they
only
call it's
Ireland
tough.
that has been able to come out, and a few of them have
And
done so though.
and and if you see with Ireland, I can say if you see with Ireland, right? If Ireland goes to a team that probably struggles to create, he will struggle to.
We will struggle to though.
He will struggle to. But it's a team that basically creates like they create over and over, right? So
Man says
honestly, for me,
rather wait for Diblin, little younger, cheaper with Premier League experience. This attempting right
so I don't
winger.
know. For me, I think is it the right call? So sometimes when I say okay, just get someone in there. Person comes in now like we're the same. So we've basically we've done that many times.
Five
Just buy someone. But now you buy the
the
person
5
and then
million, 5 million for loan fee, Tesh. For a
bro,
19-year-old 6 months. How much do we loan our players out there for an 18?
how much do you Rashford go? How much do you collect?
I don't know.
See, the only thing that
How
they
much
are
did you collect for
leveraging,
Rashford's loan?
I don't know.
Is it
I don't know.
disclosed?
I don't know. The only thing these clubs leverage right, is that they are successful and then they can call
Mm.
big price for you. Because imagine our own fans will destroy the players. How you want to get big fee for them? See, we want to sell. We want to sell Maguire. We're like, hey, Maguire, 25 million, 20 million.
Bring, we'll
When
take.
Bayern Munich want to sell the elite, you could see the fans wanting him to stay. Automatically, that would increase his price, right? So for me,
So
I don't know, but
Villa did not pay. Say Villa are not paying a loan fee.
how much are they coming from a salary standpoint,
75%, bro.
bro? That one that's
That's a loan fee.
a loan fee. It's a loan fee. I guess it's
75% of 75% of, is it 300
three
is
twenty
on?
five.
1, 2, 3. Bro, that's money.
Yes.
Let me see. So 70, bro, they're paying over 240.
Yeah. So basically, I've said if we're paying this bar, we're not giving you a loan fee. Money, it's fine. That's fine. Because
And there's
imagine
an option to buy for 40 M's.
if Rashford go there and do us proud,
Uh,
like I believe he want to do, because he wants to score. If I scores a goal, the next thing is Amaran will say Rashford just scored a goal.
so wait, we're only paying about 82,000 pounds per week for Rashford,
Yeah.
bro.
honestly, if you look at 250, for example,
Mm.
in a month, that's 1 million. In
So
what they
6
called
months
in 6 months, that's 6 million. That's your
loan fee.
roughly.
So that's what they saved. This Bayern is wanting to take that and say, let's hold that one
So,
that you're
and
saving.
also know for them. No, looking at it, is it wiser for us to give this 5 million, or
Mm-hmm.
can we use this 5 million for someone else, right?
Mm-hmm.
Note though, we can. So the reason why Tell is who he is right now is because why Bayern Money gave him a platform. He's 19-year-old, right? Can we probably get some 19 that can do what Tell can do, right? That's why we have down Ashworth and sorry, no, that guy's gone. We have
Because
the Wilcox and the rest, right? So they're looking at all these things, right? Like, can I add this 5 million somewhere else? These are business decisions you have to make. At the
okay,
point we are, we can throw money around.
Tess, earlier today I was in a show with Mark and the men them, right? They were talking about Ineos, how they feel like Ineos has like screwed this manager over in terms of okay, not backing him in January and all of that and all of that. What do you make of Ineos so far? 1 year already. What do you make of them so far? What's your take? What's your actual? What's your assessment so far on Ineos?
So again,
Everything being considered, how they paid Tenag off, let Ashworth go, had to put money away for that one as well. What's what go pay money to get Ruben Amorim off his contract in Sporting, letting buying some players, letting the likes of doing deals for the likes of Sancho to go. I think Chelsea are paying the wages for Sancho, right?
mhm.
Um Now that one is like, obviously Sancho is gone because Chelsea are not going to finish below 14, so Sancho is gone, right? So what do you make of it
So for me,
so
right?
far?
They've been making like some rash decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And again, sometimes right, businessmen will tell you if they know they are wrong, pam pam, they'll take it, they'll go and correct it real fast.
Mm-hmm.
They don't they don't allow it linger and hope for it to change. That's what businessmen do, right? They make like if they've known they've messed up here, than for it to let's wait and see if it come out. Let's pick it. No, let's cut our losses and move ahead. That's why I say Ineos doesn't, but you can't take that approach in football.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot, because it's a different ball game entirely. Look at in football, right? You have to look at what they call there's patience. Right? If you look at mostly in sports in general, there's patience. There's what I call their times. There are different mechanics that play into the game as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, let me start with the keeping Tenag. Keeping Tenag was a calculated business decision
Move, yeah.
move by which it makes it's two things here. I don't expect it to go too bad. He has been here for 2 years. He has
Mm-hmm.
won what they
two
call.
years
He has
two
won
trophies.
two trophies. He's basically finished one. He finished the fifth or sixth. One he finished what they call third. So you know what? Yeah, he has won a trophy coming from that top season. So you know what? I expect him to probably do it right because now you don't know what you don't know. Now
True.
they're making a decision. I think they're looking at it from a co- a from a business or probably from a game standpoint. It's better we keep Ten Hag. Now we might not keep him long term because they weren't keeping him long term, and that's what I'll call a negative there. So we might, we might let's leave Ten Hag. Worst case scenario, if he doesn't do well, he stays end of the season, we basically phase him out. We give him what they call target to hit the Champions League. That's our plan. Because they actually, to me, if they wanted, they have probably done a reset there and say, let's reset here. But let's give him time. That's why I think also their decision didn't really
Mm-hmm.
make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because they gave Tenag an extension for just 1 year. But you spent over 200 million on the
Mm-hmm.
players he wanted. Now, were these players more for long term of the team, or were these players more on Tenag? I'm not sure, but I want to see that based on the decision they've made to go and get Amaron. There's a gap there because it doesn't suit. Because then you can see Xerxes doesn't suit. Mazzari, which is a good right back, doesn't actually suit. Delete is one that suits. Ugarte is one that suits, right? So again, there are There are pros. There are there are some what called loopholes in their decision making process. So that's why I look at in that regard. I think they probably did poorly. If they want to give Ten Hag 1 year, then you don't spend that much.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
probably you probably make calculated decision. So if we look at Euro, Delete and Ugarte, those are good decisions, right? Even if Mazi was cheap, is 15M, and then you get in Xerxes, which to me, if we count both of them, they're around
Mm-hmm.
50 million. So if you can say it's also a good and it's also a bad. But again, so to me, I'm not sure what they were doing there because we are not sure. Should we just buy some players to fit and buy some players for what it calls for? And then we're not sure. So they were trying to what it called take a risk on their decision. So for me, I'll say in that regard, I'll probably give them like almost like not a pass, like just average of 50 or 100. Because for me, if you want to make a decision as a businessman, you make it there and there. If you want to keep Turner, keep it to the end of the season, then you know, okay, you're sticking with your decision. Like I said, businessmen ruthless ones. If they've made a mistake, they go and correct it sharp,
Yeah.
they're done with. But in the game of in sports, it's a bit different. Now, when I look at Dan Ashworth now, I'm not sure what's happening there. You spend
Mm-hmm.
XYZ time to actually recruit a manager, and then you're saying in less than in less than 3 months,
Yeah.
right? You're firing again. Now, it could probably be clash of what they call clash of visions,
Yeah.
which could have happened. But then when you were getting the manager, when you're getting a manager for a certain vision in head, who made that
Mm-hmm.
decision? I understand they did a what they called a review.
True. True.
Didn't that review basically capture some of the key things
Yeah.
which they went meant to do the next 4 to or 3 to 5 years? I believe that review should capture everything. So now, if you're getting a director of football, it should basically be in line with what you have in the future. Except now you're making a decision you're breaking your decision already that you've made for long term. So to me, it didn't really make sense. And that review, did that review take into account, right? Because to me, I think the review, for when I look at where we are now, that review wasn't thorough, or probably the review has been discarded.
Mm-hmm.
And if I think of Dan Ashford, I think they've discarded that review because I believe it might be clashing what they called. They might be clashing it might be conflicting opinions, which doesn't align. But you want to make sure that align before you hire them. Dan Ashford spend so much money on that. And now, lastly, is the Amaron one. When you look at Amaron, though, like you getting a manager in the middle of the season, a top class manager, right, in the middle of the season, right, a manager that basically is rising with an identity as created for Sporting Lisbon and actually using that same identity to create a name for the team and himself in Europe. You felt that was your man.
Yeah.
If that was your man now, I expect that should have been your man in the summer.
In summer.
Because then you'd have probably, if I'm buying players, I'm giving Ten Hag 1 year. This is guy I'm looking for in the future, so I should be buying
Mm-hmm.
players to suit that, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
think again now you bring. I think that's who made that decision. I heard it was more on Omar Barada. They actually wanted to say, you know what, I wanted Amarin. Now, was that part of the initial, what they call it, the thing they did, the
Review.
thing they all
Strategic review.
review? Yeah, so I don't know. You brought a manager in here.
Tesh, let me
Yeah.
just Mitch, this is what's been making the rounds in terms of why United did not. Say United interest in Theo as is he what's that? Hastened?
Hastened is dead.
As Bayern wanted a 5 million loan fee with no buy clause in the deal. At first I think there was an option to buy, but once I think Tottenham going with that 60 million initially buyout, right? It just make Bayern be like, you know what? If we get to loan this guy somewhere and he plays, maybe we could get more.
They won't though.
I think they would not because he's going to Spurs, bro.
Bro, it's England though.
Yeah. So now it with no man was saying, I think he said, yeah, Devlin's gonna call. We should have gotten Tel on loan and see how good he is with option to buy instead of an obligation to. But Bayern did not want no buy clause in it. Bayern did not want no buy clause. So it was an expensive risk, and developing players only for Bayern or another club to benefit at the end of a temporary spell.
Because then when you go into a pricing war, which most likely you will lose as
Because
United in our current
yeah,
state.
because it might at the end of the day it might not be, if they had gone with an obligation to buy on or an option to buy. It's actually I like, yeah, I like the part that says option to buy, not really an obligation to buy, because if it flops, bro, you have an obligation. But if it's an option, we don't want take back, or we could actually, we want, let's negotiate a better fee, right? So it's in my opinion, yeah, an option makes sense, but Bayern didn't want any of that.
And bro, I think Bayern has, because before Tottenham would have traveled to Germany to meet Tel, I believe they already are confident the 60 million was actually going to go through. I think that was fine. The pricing was fine. It was Tel that didn't want to go.
But the Bayern saw 60 million. The why? How come Bayern is agreeing to a loan deal with no option to buy for Spurs?
But the question is does Tel
Spurs
want
had
to? Does
no
Tel
Spurs
want to?
had.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Does Tel want to go? Wants to play for Spurs in the long term though? Because he rejected them in the first time when the actual game came with the 60 million what they call fee.
Maybe that's why Bayern was like, no option to no obligation, because means that Spurs actually paid 5 million loan
Yes,
fee.
loan fee. So again, does
And
what they call is
if Spurs wants to go buy him and Bayern says, okay, we value this guy at 65, Spurs
you
when I
pay
get money now, you let you show hand.
or what they call, or Tel can say my dream has been for United, right? They couldn't do it, and probably they explained to him. Now he has gone to what they call Spurs. United comes back for him, and we have the money in summer. He can come because we don't have the money now. I bet you if we had gone with the fee that Tottenham went initially, Tel will be a United player right now.
Danny B is saying we cause Southampton connection. He's getting deeply on the cheat. Yeah, if that's an option we want to take, bro, I wouldn't mind us taking it. Tesh, before we go, because we've overstretched. Before we go, what are you thinking? The season is. We know the season was off the minute they sacked Ten Hag.
So,
Do you think we continue in this preseason? Because it feels like it's preseason right now. Are we going to play? Do you advise that they play the keys and all of that?
No. We are building a team, but we are building a team. Like what we're building a team. We're trying different things out in the season, and that's basically preseason. Because normally you won't be trying. See, this. Let me tell you.
Do you think they should give Shidobi Martin? Do you think they should give him a chance?
No.
Okay.
Not in the middle of the season. No, stay where you are. We're trying things here. We're trying things inside, and that's why I like this manager. You know why? Try. If you fail, you fail.
Tesh, what do you make of this picture? Let me show to you, because it's two different pictures, the same expression.
Tell you in the plane.
No. Marcus Rashford.
Well, that's how his face is now.
This is how he smiles. Before you go take picture.
No. I think honestly, Rashford. Again, I will say this: Rashford he has talent. He has what they call he has potential. But again, to access that potential, sometimes you need the work rate and the discipline. So I think for me, Rashford wanted to go to a club, which to me, I think again with his name, which he believes he has, to go to a club like a Barcelona, and probably fight for titles, do something, win something, right? something in his name, and to me that also builds his brand better. More. So he wanted that, right? So him waiting for Aston Villa at the last minute, probably they already say, okay, who knows if they've had this discussion before now, right? So again, I think he would have preferred Barcelona.
Do you think it's a case of he's just forcing the smile, or do you think he's just feel like, no, it is what it is?
So Rashford will do himself a disservice if he goes to this team and mess up. His haters. They will be happy for him to mess up. For me, I don't want him to mess up. I want him to go there, do your best, right? Because again, we gain if he does good. Because again, the price is good. Okay? If what it called, if he does bad, then it's back. What it called? It's
Rashford
back. What
looks
it
like
called?
he's been on the sauce all
But no,
weekend.
but note he hasn't been playing like he's been
Yeah,
training though, but he hasn't been playing. So again, for almost like 7 weeks or 6 weeks. So for
six
me,
going seven. Yeah,
I hope he does well. I hope he does well. I
yeah. I
don't
wish
see.
him all the best though.
I'm not the Rashford biggest fan. Not because I don't think it's good, because of what they call. Because I think like some of the attitude, not attitude per se. I see the his
How he
work
carries
rate
himself sometimes. Yeah, work
exactly
rate.
on the pitch, right? And I feel like it doesn't reflect like the history of United. But when we say people putting their lives on the line, and when you look at what they call them, everyone, if I call from the Gary Neville to what they call to them Vidic, to everyone that's played, right, it doesn't reflect that. And that's my concern. I don't hate the player, like I don't know him. It's more so, it's just like for me, just on the pitch, represent United, right? And that basically is giving everything on the pitch, right? So
All right, Rashford. See my brothers by my side.
see, Rashford. You see when Lingard
I
went to what
think
they call.
Rashford just he's the sympathy is what is actually
See,
he.
it's
I don't
if
know.
you see where I want to tell you, it's we've pampered them at United. When Lingard went to China, it was doing big boy. What did the coach say? Tell Lingard to understand that names don't play here.
Mm.
People play here. When the coach came out and said in a press conference, Lingard changed now because that's your last hope, that's your last resort. If you fail for China, my brother, now anybody won't go.
They not even take himself.
So Rashford to me, he has heaped more pressure on himself, right? If I were Rashford, right, I would prefer to train hard, let Amaron play me than putting this pressure and putting on myself. Because if I fail, it's down. Yeah, it's Lingardino vibes.
Mm. Mm. I hear you, bro. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you, guys. It's the pain continues, but for me, I think I've come to terms with it. We'll just have to wait and see out the
No,
season.
see,
Hope we
let
do
me tell
well
you,
in the Europa League, and yeah.
bro. Let me tell you one thing you can take from this season, right? You go there, go and see what we're building. That
Mm.
gives you hope. That
Mhm.
gives you hope. When you look at the first half we got against Crystal Palace, it gives you hope. It also tells me that you know what, we have a challenge. That challenge is beating small teams, breaking down low blocks. We do
Mhm.
well on big teams because why? We go strength for strength. Now, small teams where we have to what we call be able to break them down, and that comes with practice. That comes with what we call with a certain skill set, and it comes with time. So you can see that. I can guarantee
Mm.
you with certain skill set on that pitch against Crystal Palace, you score 2 goals or 3 goals, even with a false nine.
All right. So we just have to keep it going to the end of the season. See where we at. Build up. It's not the end of the world. I'm not likening us to any team in the world because we should be the yardstick or the role model for most team. But you see the case people like Newcastle, they were in similar position prior to when they got taken over and they bounced back. So people have done it, right? It's just for me, I just feel like Ineos have a lot of mess to clean up.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of balancing to do with the books, with the depth on the one hand. I'm not giving them in pass because they could have as well allowed somebody else take over and clear the debt. But you know what?
Mitch,
They did they did they did they were smart to get a foot into the door and do a deal to get at least get a hold. I was expecting the Qataris to actually or the other part of the other bidder to actually get smart and creative, right? To get the foot into those. Oh, we're going to clear the debt. Okay, fine. You're going to clear the build the stage, bro. The clears us. You tell me you want to build a stadium. Oh, that sounds like we need to stay. you know. But
Bro, see,
there's another thing that says 18 months. If Ineos doesn't look like he's been productive, the Glazers would have to put the club for sale again. So
see, bro, see, with how we are running now, because now it's a point you run lean too. You can't run lean again. So they're running, so that we see Barcelona pulling levers here and there to stay alive. We're doing that now. We're running lean. We're cutting 40K a year for a year. We're cutting this for a year.
Big up, Sam.
So he's saying what he called this guy asked a question. He said, do you think we'll win the Europa League? Let's forget about winning anything, Mitch. Let's forget about winning anything. You're putting pressure on yourself.
Mitch, yes, that's the word. You're putting pressure on yourself. Just
forget about winning anything.
I think zero your mind out on this thing. Right now, it should be. I'm ashamed to say what I want to say now, but right now it should be a case of stay in the league.
No,
people have stayed in the league, and the next year they bounced back. Newcastle have done it. Nottingham Forest last season we were almost battling. I wanted them to get relegated. Look where they are now, right? Amorim has done this before, so experience. He's got experience underneath his belt. So he's done this before. He's been in such similar situation before, and he came out stronger on the other side. So with all of that, right, with these few points of mine, I hope I'm able to convince you to say.
And I also say one thing, guys. Amaron, you see him, and you guys should not. He will still lose. Press conference, he will get confused. He will get like it's lost it. You see, bro, don't worry. Arteta was there. Look at that then when it was beating left center. He looked confused. He will get confused. Is he showing the smile face, right, guys?
No. Michelle, I'm not taking the piece, bro. No, Michelle. Okay, well, let me just explain to you. I've come to terms with the fact that this is where we are at the moment. If Michelle, ask yourself just one simple question: when we play a game, do you ever, at the back of your mind, think our strikers will score today? Do you ever get that feeling of our strikers are going to score today? Even if the midfield and the defenders are holding their own, even if Onana decides not to make a mistake, do you actually think that, okay, our strikers, our front three, our final third is going to click today? Do you actually have that belief?
Michelle said no, and Michelle
says no. So if you're go ahead.
If you look at the what they called watch along we did, right? I said, if you follow me on TikTok, I said that I don't see us scoring. Hence, we should not concede. Because if we concede, the game is over.
There's no way the game will not score. And you're right, Michelle. You said no. So if you're saying no, meaning that you already come to terms with what you are seeing on the pitch, not because you just feel all doom and gloom. No, not because you're taking the piece. It's what you're seeing in front of you. You've had sample size of, okay, these guys have played over 5-6, even under what's his name, the one we sacked, Ten Hag. It was the same situation, the same lack of goal scoring, right? So all of a sudden it's going to change. Did we buy any other striker? Did we have this? So we are looking at, okay, let's get and I said this, maybe people were laughing at me. I said, let's get to the summer. They're bigging up the summer, saying they're going to go hard in the summer. I hear they've already had an agreement in principle for Quenda from Sporting. Yeah, so let's see what they need an out-and-out proven striker in the summer.
And also, bro, so I will say one thing. You also give Ineos one small kudos.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to sell any player they want to sell now, right? They can at least get their money back.
Who? They don't want to sell?
Yes. Any player they bought, they can at least get their money back.
Yeah, because they're not buying stupid things.
If you want to sell Mazzari, you can probably get your money back. If you want to sell Xerxes, you can get your money back. If you want to sell the Elite, for sure, you can get your money back. Euro, that's a bit what they call questionable because it's
still if you give Euro one season, one good next season, he gets even you could get your money back, bro. He's 19, bro.
Yeah, so I think, right, you know what? That's why I have to give them kudos, right? They are not overpaying. Like, for example, like the one I feel like if he struggle a bit is Ugarte. We'll have to bargain probably a bit tough because we paid 60 or 50.
No, not 60, it was 50. 50 something.
Yeah, so we can also get some as is close to, if not our money back. So that's why I have to give them kudos for that, though. They are buying like, it's almost like fair value. It's almost like fair value of what they are actually paying for. Like the minute we bought Anthony, we know for sure we're not getting our
We
money
knew
back.
the minute we bought Anthony and we had game 4, we
Yes.
already knew that, bro, this one,
We know for sure we're not
oh, we
getting our money. Not getting
gone,
our
we are
money.
gone. This one is, hey, we've swallowed the bone
And
that
and again,
that's that is
if you look
stuck
at
in our
if you look
throat.
at the salaries too,
Mm.
it's not like it's killing, right?
Yeah,
So you
now
can
we
stick
you can
you
still
can stick. You
get,
know what? This is your salary. You can go. So I think with that, we have to give them kudos for that. Salary
they're
negotiations,
regulating their. That's why I
fair
was saying
price of
earlier. They're
players.
they're
Yeah,
cleaning house. They're cleaning house. We might not be seeing the evidence out there on the pitch, but they are doing what they need to do. And for that, I can't say kudos. I just say they are doing their job until
they're doing
it
their
has
job.
translating into success on the pitch. Yeah.
Imagine if we had bought Xerxes for like 50 million. We are finished now.
Or imagine is on maybe like it's on a 200K or
200K.
170K.
You're finished. You are finished. As if then he has to come good. So they are taking this risk right, knowing the player might not come
Even
good. So let's
even
pay fair value.
Rasmus Ola now, no, we're not. It's not taking big salary.
So it's not a big salary, but I guarantee Rasmus is 40 million you're getting for him. And that's 47, bro.
No, but if it's 40 million because of his salary, he can actually get 40 million.
Yes, I'm saying that, but we bought it
And
for
so
17
we are
million.
praying that these guys, because it's not Rasmus, we are praying that these guys get a striker, a quality striker next season. That Rasmus can be, so Rasmus can start seeing how to do things, right? And maybe get a good season. So you know that, okay, your market value has moved from 40 to at least 50, right? But yeah, but Mitch, it is what it is, bro. If you understand that part, maybe the going to phasing out this season won't be as tough as it is right now. Bro, it's just me trying to make it easy. I'm not saying it is no, it's just me trying to just give you my own perspective and maybe see reasons with me why you feel like, okay, you know what, this might make sense. This might just ease a little bit of the pain. It's just what I'm honestly, me losing a game, bro. Tesh knows how we feel, how we don't call people name on this on air, bro, because we have to
You
be
have to,
have to respectful and
so
everything you're doing,
you have
right?
to
You don't
respect
have
people
to,
now. But in
but
your own private place, you know how pissed you
bro,
get, right?
you be pissed, bro. You be pissed. We fuming, bro. You don't want to watch football with myself and Tesh, not on the watch along, bro. Just
On because again you have to, because you can't, again you are speaking to millions, right? Kids are looking with my price stumbling, but to be fair, like as a fan you get angry. That's why you're a
that is
fan.
normal. That's why you're a
That's why
fan.
you're a
Don't
fan. You
and don't
get
let anybody
pissed.
take that away from you, bro.
That's
That's
why
why
you're a
you're a
fan. You
fan.
get pissed, you get angry. That's because if again if you are normal, like then you're not a fan. You're just watching it for watching sake. Right? So
Mhm.
that's why you're a fan.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Big up to Mitch. Big up to Danny. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. Sam Do, if you're still here, big up yourself. You're all the way from New Guinea, guy, bro. We want to see you more often on the channel. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so, and like this video. Tesh, do we have anything coming up? Oh yeah, we do we have anything for this week? Thursday, possible outcome, right?
Thursday, I
Oh
think
no,
we
no, I
have
think
the
we might have a preview for the FA Cup with Leicester
when is that?
City. It's on Friday, I believe.
Okay. But we're playing on Friday.
Let me check that one
When
quickly
is this? So
before we.
POB on Thursday for sure then.
I don't think
Oh
POB
no,
in
is
this
the
week.
FA Cup or SC? No PO
It's
this week.
FA
Is FA
Cup, so
Cup
we
now.
have to
Okay, yeah.
not PO this week. We might just
We
find
can do preview.
something.
I should be home on Thursday.
Yeah, we might be able to do. Okay, I'll be at work on Thursday. Oh,
I can
Chelsea
do
won.
I can do a preview.
Hmm.
They won. I thought they were losing initially.
Yeah, you see, West Ham. Don't know why United. Even that Kudus now, Sef, I don't even feel the guy again.
No, see, but that's so Kudos is Kudos. I
No, I
think
like the guy. Don't joke. I like the
exactly
guy.
Kudos is like, so you can't really say like and
Chelsea
then
were playing. When is February 7th?
it's
Hey
the
Siri. Oh, that's
Friday.
Friday. Friday. Yeah, Friday, 4 p.m. my
So
time, which
so
is 3 p.m. your time.
so I can do a preview on Thursday. I'll be home.
All right, guys. All right, guys. We'll catch you guys on the preview. If anything comes up, maybe on Tuesday, tomorrow, maybe we might just run. But for me, it's the window is shut. United didn't do any
Yeah,
business. they
We
only
need
were
one.
able to
Robin.
manage to take Rashford off their payroll and Anthony, so that I think Anthony was an 84%. Betis were covering about 80% thereabout of his
Bro,
wages.
bro, that's decent. I got as I
Aston
just
Villa covering 75%. I think with Chelsea's covering some parts as well. So they've done, in terms of moving out some of these high earners, they've done pretty well. But the likes of Casemiro, they could bite the bullet on that one, and Ericsson, because
Tanga.
those guys are going to leave
Casemiro
for
has the
free at the end
best
of the
job in the
season.
world. Every day, just hold your phone and tweet it. You're 350K. That's all you need to do. Simple.
No, but Casemiro is still helping out with his experience and his leadership at the back
Yes.
in
No,
the
I
background.
love but I love his discipline though, his consistency. If match day
Yeah,
just want Casemiro, come on, rides.
he
Come
go
on,
play.
boy. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, bro. That's all you need, bro. That's all you need, guys. Take it easy. Bye for now. Peace.